Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel CyberSeek. Today we are going to understand about virtual machines, virtualization and the operating systems which are useful for attacking and hacking purposes onto the target, and you can also do pen testing, network security, network pen testing as well as VAPT onto the vulnerable machines. Okay, so we'll look at uh, since I have a host machine which is Windows, and on that, if you want to utilize any Kali Linux or the hacking operating system in order to do the pen testing and any other things for the hacking purposes, you have to, since the other operating systems are of different platforms like Linux, Mac OS, and then you have Unix as well. So the compatibility of host machine, if it's Windows, the compatibility of Kali Linux, which is Linux, will not be compatible with each other. So for that, you need a separate software of virtualization that the Windows operating will, this virtual machine will be installed onto it. Then only after which you can utilize the Kali Linux or any other operating system like Parrot OS or Ubuntu of different platforms like Unix and Linux. So we will look at what are the virtual machines and what are the softwares of virtual machines on which the virtualization on upon the host machine is provided, so that you can install the guest operating systems like Kali Linux, Parrot OS or Ubuntu or any other vulnerable operating system for hacking purposes. We do have VirtualBox, we have VMware Workstation Pro software, and other things are like, yes, we do have virtual machine, workstation player, VMware player is also there, Hyper-V is also there, and VMware Fusion is also there. See, these softwares are dependent upon the host operating system. Suppose that you have Mac OS, then you will be downloading a separate separate VM machine software like VMware Fusion, and if you have Windows, then I'll suggest Player, and also VirtualBox or any other VM workstation will be good for that. Okay, we'll see onto the VMware Workstation Pro. Okay, by the time it downloads, I'll tell you the operating systems which are good for the hacking purposes. Not only for hacking purposes, actually they are definitely good for cybersecurity perspectives, that you get an understanding of the tools and techniques along with the CLI of Linux, so that you can do the pen testing and BAPT and other security aspects of cybersecurity that you can practice and utilize your efforts into it. Yes, Kali Linux is one such operating system which has advanced penetration testing distribution along with multiple tools. A very effective CLI is also there. Then the latest release is 2020, yes, of course. And as you can see, we will see what it is about, since it will take time to load. Yeah. See, you have Kali Linux documentation. If you want to install the ISO, I'd like to tell you that when you install any virtual software onto the host machine, then you have to also, in order to download any guest operating system, you have to install the ISO documentation, ISO version of that guest operating system. Suppose that I wish to download any Kali Linux operating system of any version, then I have to look for the Kali Linux ISO download for that specific virtual software. There is also Kali Linux training, offensive security, yes, and yes. Since, as you know, that Kali Linux is an effective operating system in order to achieve certifications like OSCP, which are advanced penetration testing for web attacks as well, and it is also useful in understanding wireless pen testing and other Windows exploitation, like and also for the malware analysis and static and dynamic analysis. VM machines are also effective into that. And there are, similarly, we do have Parrot security. It is similar to Kali Linux, but the specifications are different. Like, it is dedicated to digital forensics and malware analysis, and yes, of course, you can visit the specific URL of the specific operating system in order to further analyze the features that they provide you with free versions. Then we have Ubuntu, which is also on the platform of Linux. The different specifications are there. You can go and visit to the site and see the features of that. And I'll let you know. I have to see whether it has downloaded on. Yes. There are VMware Workstation Pro software. I use this because it is completely effective, flexible. I'm completely okay with the features and GUI of this, and it provides you a good and easier steps to download the guest operating system without any problem. I'll show you the interface of that too. See, it is available for Windows as well and also for Linux. Suppose that you have the operating system, the host operating system of Windows platform, you can use the software package onto that. If you have the Linux operating system, suppose that you have Ubuntu as a Linux operating system, as a host operating system, and you wish to download a guest operating system of other OS distribution like Kali Linux, then you can use this version as well. And I'll show you the specifications. Yes, see, if we wish to download VirtualBox, which is another software for virtual machine for virtualization, we do have an interface this way, and from here we add a new ISO of that file of the guest operating system, and in that, yes, for the VMware Workstation, as you can see that I have downloaded I've installed multiple ISO files of multiple guest operating systems. Like I have Ubuntu. Metasploit is one such operating system with multiple vulnerabilities dedicated to pen testing and VPT. Then we have OWASP, broken web application. In my next lecture, I'll be telling you about the OWASP top 10 and other functionalities that can make you robust in VAPT and knowing the vulnerabilities in depth, which are very famous. Then we have other, like pfSense is an open source firewall. Then we have Kali Linux, yes. And once you download the ISO file, I'll show you after. Okay, you have to just import the ISO file. I'll tell you the interface, how it will look like. Okay. Yes, you have to first understand that whenever you install the ISO file of that guest operating system, you have to specifically look at the editing of virtual machine settings like the hardware. Since the hardware is provided, this hardware of virtual machine is provided from their own host operating system, your own physical hardware, from that the distribution will be given to the ISO files of virtual machines. So you have to understand that what are the processors and memory that you're going to give, and the hard disk space that you're going to give. You have to one thing understand that the network adapter means the network connectivity, the internet access that you will be providing to the guest operating system should only be into NAT or host only. If you're going to put it into bridge or some other, then you have to also understand and handle the risk of doing that, because in bridge connection, suppose that I take bridge connection, then in bridge connection, as you can see that it is going to replicate the physical network connection, means it will be sharing the network connection on which the host machine is also available. So once you try to do any attack or perform any simulation of attack, then your host operating system can also be compromised. So you better make it that you are using NAT for that or host only. And processor and memory should be dependent upon the laptop configuration that you will be having. Like you are using RAM of 8 GB, then according to that you have to allocate the number of processors and memory accordingly to that guest operating system. And yes, this is it. So I'll tell you from where you have to download the Kali Linux version. You can go to the kali.org downloads. It has ample number of specific download specifications of ISO files of 64-bit and 32-bit as well. One thing I would like to tell you on this is that the ISO file should be dependent upon the bits operating system that you're using on host. Like you're using 64-bit of operating system on the host machine or on the virtualization software that you have, then you should be using a ISO file of that same bits. Like the Windows host I'm having of 64-bit, then the Kali Linux should be of 64-bit as well, so that the compatibility and support of that software should be good, so that you don't face any software issue or any brokerage problem after installation. Yes, we do have a separate section for like ISO file download, especially for VMware. Then we have a special download of ISO file for VirtualBox as well, and other things also there. But we'll look on at the VMware Workstation since we wish to download for the workstation software. We will look into that. Okay, so yes, we have downloads for the Kali virtual machine. Yes, you can, depending upon the bits you have onto the laptop of host operating system. Like I have 64-bit, I'll be downloading this one. Since you can see it is of 2.4 GB. You can also look into the network connectivity that you have. Please download it and utilize it as per your wish. It is good for making you understand the cybersecurity perspectives and make you good at doing hacking and utilizing multiple tools and getting into deep and have a thorough understanding of pen testing as well. Thanks for watching this YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe, and also suggest and do comment below in order to provide me what are the things that you would like to know from my end. And yes, please like and subscribe. Thank you.